What's going on? All right, that didn't really look as cool as I thought it was going to look. Anyway, since Joe's not doing a Raw review, I can't fucking stand this stupid glare in my goddamn glasses. God damn it, it's annoying. I'm sorry, I've tried to film this video like 4 fucking times, and each time I've had some sort of fucking problem. So, since Joe's not doing a Raw review over at the Joe Cronin Show, I thought I'd make a quick little summary of what happened, a quick little, I guess review. Not really super big analysis here. I'm just going to cover some basic things. The Drew McIntyre Jey Uso match was good. I wish there was a stipulation because I think they've had like 3 or 4 matches in the past like few months. So, maybe something to spice this one up a little bit. They did the same thing with Sammy and Drew, where they just had 3 regular matches in a row and they all ended pretty similarly. They all kind of felt similar too. So, I get it. Obviously, you don't want to, kind of overshadow the main event, but at the same time, it is repetitive to see these guys go at each other in basically the same match within, I think, a 2 or 3 month time frame. That said, very good match. Correct outcome. Drew does not need to be losing to Jey Uso right now, but Jey Uso needs to get some serious wins under his belt because although he is being pushed way better than his brother, he's lost like a lot. And he's being called main event Jey Uso. He should be booked like a main eventer. But that being said, I think this is something I noticed a lot is that WWE, or rather Raw, has been putting on really good, like, first 25, 30 minutes of Raw, and then, like, the next, I want to say, like, the next segment after that is usually where the show's quality kind of, This week wasn't so bad because, like, the second segment and the second thing that was going on was, what was it? It was the Rhea Ripley versus, Maxine Dupree match, which, obviously it wasn't meant to be taken super seriously. It's mostly set up to build the Rhea Ripley versus, what's her name, Ivy Nile or whatever the fuck. It's weird to me that Maxine Dupree and the Alpha Academy are so over and that they get treated like fucking garbage. They get treated like jobbers. Maxine Dupree is so much more over than fucking Shayna Baszler or Zoe Stark or fucking Raquel Gonzalez or Rodriguez, whatever her name is, or Ivy Nile. Nobody cares about these women that I just mentioned, but people care about Maxine Dupree. But Maxine Dupree is treated like, a fucking jobber trash opponent and isn't going to be the one who's pushed. Instead, it's going to be the boring Ivy Nile woman who makes me want to fall asleep. It's weird. It's the same thing with the tag team division, too, where the Alpha Academy is one of the most over tag teams right now in the WWE, and they never focus on them. They never give... They're focusing on teams... They're focusing on fucking DIY, who I like DIY, but they're not getting any reactions. They're focusing on, besides outside of their own fucking hometown, they aren't getting reactions. Who else? The Creed brothers, I don't really, they're good wrestlers, but I don't care about their characters. I didn't like their characters in NXT. I don't think they cut very good promos. Like, I think both of them kind of come off like fucking robots, to be quite honest. Like jock robots. I don't know how to describe it. They cut some of the like most atrocious promos and like some of the worst acting in NXT during the Diamond Mine. Roderick Strong looked like he was like fucking Robert De Niro with his fucking acting chops next to these guys. Like he was cutting Adam Cole level promos in comparison to them. I just don't find them all that interesting. But again, these are the guys that I think Triple H focuses to push because he likes them. It's like, oh, I liked you in NXT, or this guy's my NXT guy, and it's not always the case with everybody. Obviously, I think Triple H has improved the WWE booking by a lot. Like it's definitely better because he's in charge, or that he's in charge. But at the same time, why are you not focusing more on Alpha Academy when they are over? And instead, you're focusing on these boring, like, in all honesty, these boring nobodies that, yeah, they can put on a good match, but nobody really gives a shit about their character or their promos because they really can't cut promos. Even Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa can cut a promo. Gargano is still a little iffy, you know. I'm not saying don't push these guys, but why isn't a team that's actually really over not getting pushed properly? Instead, they're being treated like they're basically jobber pieces of shit. They're treated like they're idiots, and I don't know. I don't agree with that. But anyway, let's talk about the CM Punk thing because that's what everybody wants to talk about. But before I mention the CM Punk thing, I just wanted to mention that I'm glad it opened up with Maxine Dupree and Rhea because or not opened up. It followed the opening segment and opening match because usually what they do with the second segment is give it to fucking Zoe Stark or Shayna Baszler or Nia Jax. And immediately when I see those women on the screen, I just tune out. So luckily I didn't with this show. Anyway, at least with that segment. Anyway, with the CM Punk segment, I thought it was really good. You know, obviously CM Punk didn't say anything too crazy because he doesn't have to say everything crazy. You know, he doesn't have to say something crazy every single week. At the same time, though, you know, we did get a pretty crazy promo from Seth. You know, I thought maybe they were going to wait for this, you know, maybe wait a few weeks, few months, maybe. I don't know. I didn't know when they were going to pull the trigger with this feud, but I'm happy that they're already basically setting up the WrestleMania match. And this should be the night one main event. It definitely has a good story going into it basically. Like I think that, you know, the setup earlier this year from Seth basically made this match so much more interesting than, you know, like I know that Seth has said stuff about Punk in the past, I think, and I know Punk has probably, I think Seth said he said stuff about him, but it's you know, that it's really crazy that Seth cut this basically like nobody wants you, Phil, and you know, who would have thought that would have basically led to this, like them in the ring talking to each other. It's just fucking crazy. And I was thinking about that and I'm like, wow, dude, it's insane that, like, I just remember like in January thinking like, it's funny what's like, I was just thinking, like, why is Seth talking about Punk? Like, he's never gonna fucking wrestle. Like, what's the point? It's like people were saying it's a work. I'm like, it's not a work, but it turns out maybe it was. Anyway, I'm excited for this match. I'm excited for the promos they're gonna cut, and I'm excited for the promos that Punk's gonna cut on Seth because, to be quite honest, because Seth didn't, or rather, Punk didn't really say anything. He's like, I'm gonna let you get this one pass for disrespecting me, and the next time you do it, I'm gonna open my mouth and say some stuff, you know. I think Punk is most likely either going to win the Rumble or is about to win the Rumble. Maybe like the fourth person that left, you know, with maybe Sammy, Cody, and LA Knight or something like that. And maybe Seth costs him the match, which would be crazy. And that's a way that Cody could win and not get booed. And, you know, Seth, or rather CM Punk could win the Elimination Chamber. Although I most likely see it happening where Punk wins it, and then Cody wins the Elimination Chamber. Or they might not even do Seth and CM Punk for the World Heavyweight title. They might have the World Heavyweight title be not the main event of night one. It might just be Seth and CM Punk because, you know, that doesn't really need a championship for that feud because it's already hot enough as it is. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do or just what the placement of the card is going to be. I'm really excited for WrestleMania this year. I'm excited for Royal Rumble. You know, it's probably shaping up to be because, yeah, Cody and CM Punk and Cody are definitely the favorites to win, but I can see a lot of people winning. And there's so many big stars now in WWE. We've been talking about it, me, Joe Cronin, Rostafa. Did I call him Ronstafa? That's weird. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm pretty stoned. Anyway, I'm interested to see just like how the Royal Rumble match plays out because last year we all knew Cody was winning and I still don't think WWE had quite the star power it does now in 2023 going into 2024. That being said, I still do think the favorites are definitely Cody and CM Punk. But my third pick, if it's not those two, is Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn is a strong contender to win the Rumble if it's not CM Punk or Cody Rhodes. And I think people would love that because Sami, you know, even if it's not going to be in the main event, I think Sami should definitely have a world title match or a big time match at WrestleMania because he's still very over. And, you know, they didn't drop the ball with him at the Elimination Chamber. It's just like they really couldn't because Cody was hot. and made more sense. I think Sammy was more like he's over, but realistically, Sammy beating Roman to me didn't make sense because like Sammy for the most part was treated like kind of a shit, like a little jobber for a lot of 2021 and 2022. Yeah, he's a 3-time Intercontinental Champion, but I didn't see him being the guy to beat Roman. I saw Cody being more the guy, and I still see Cody being the guy to beat Roman. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I like the promo exchange between Punk and Seth. And besides that, there's really not much to talk about with Raw. I mean, yeah, we had the fucking Shinsuke Cody match. You know, that was a big fucking pile of shit. And not a pile of shit. No, it was a good match. But I don't care. You know, I thought they were going to end it. I thought they booked themselves into a corner with that whole Nakamura thing just so they could hype up the Punk return and lay all these Easter eggs and then throw us off. I thought that was the whole purpose, and it was the whole purpose. And I thought they were just going to end it tonight, you know. But instead, he spits the mist in his face, gets disqualified, attacks Cody. It goes on and on and on. For some reason, the Creed brothers are out there. That didn't really make much sense to me. I really don't give a shit either. I just want this feud to end and for Cody to move on to something else. I guess he can't really because, yeah, the Rumble is a pretty long way away, you know? It's like a month and a half, 2 months, so I guess we're going to be stuck with this storyline for the foreseeable future, which, you know, not really excited about. Fuck. Aren't I so cool? I'm smoking on camera. I'm such a badass. What am I doing with my life? Anyway, that was my Raw review, whatever fuck. I don't even know. I just really wanted to talk about wrestling. I'm stoned as hell, and I have all this adrenaline coming back from work, and, you know, it stinks that, you know, Joe doesn't really do Raw reviews as much, but, you know, he can't, you know, he's going to work early in the morning, so I get it. I just happen to have the day off tomorrow, so I can, you know, basically stay up all night like a Coke fiend, only I don't do Coke, I just have really bad ADHD. Maybe I'm getting a little bit too personal and, you know, too, I don't, what am I even going on about? I just can't find a way to end this fucking video. So don't subscribe. I don't really give a shit. Do whatever the fuck you want. Is that dirt on my fucking forehead? I've been looking at this, like, weird spot on my head, and I don't know if that's, no, I guess that's, like, just, oh my god, that's gonna be annoying. I'm gonna see that now all the time. It's like this weird discoloration on my fucking head. I don't even know what... It looks like a bruise. It looks like is it a shadow? Fucking hell, dude. Oh, wow, this isn't even lit. What a fucking... this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare of a video. I can't fucking end it. Hey, YR, if you're watching, do that share thing again. I don't give a fuck. More people will watch. You know, fuck.